Today on Solshow, we were reviewing Kissland. The Weeknd himself said that the inspirations for this album were a lot of Japanese sounds and influences. Wait a minute. Likes Japan, has crazy spiky hair, samples anime in his music, is insanely perverted. The Weeknd. More like the weeaboo.
And look the other way. Whoa, it's something I relate to. Your gift and oceans. Nobody's ever made me fall out with this amount of touch. Well, I'm not so low, yeah. I just know that you're inside.
Today we finally review Kissland, and because this is my 5th Weeknd project, I have listened to so much that I need help to get through this one. I need help, you guys, and that is why I have called upon my good buddy / mortal enemy Keith Legion from Decoded for help. I'll throw it to him.
Hello and welcome to Soulflow, where apparently I have been kidnapped Cloverfield style and my ransom is reviewing a The Weeknd album. Seriously, you say you like one song and the world collectively loses their mind. Now I know Soul just loves to get into the nitty gritty of the album, but I'm about to learn you some of the history, so hopefully we don't have to repeat it. Oh god. The Weeknd's legal name is Abel Tesfaye. He completed 3 previous works of art, which Soul promptly reviewed here, and here. So if you haven't checked them out, why are you starting with the most polarizing one? Start at the beginning. What is this, Game of Thrones?
Just want to be clear that I didn't support Keith saying that Game of Thrones is amazing. Fuck what he said. That is all.
Abel was finally able to make a proper album release with Kissland, which released September 10th, 2013 through EXO and Republic Records. How does the album hold up? Was it good? Was it bad? Or was it like a sad middle child we wish was as surprising as Trilogy or as bombastically amazing as Beauty Behind the Madness? Well, I'm gonna throw it back over to Soul to find out how much he loves this album.
I'm actually not a big fan of this album.
Oh, yeah, I totally understand that.
Really?
No, I can totally understand why you don't like this album.
Okay. Read the script.
Oh, yeah! Okay, just go ahead here, and okay, blah, blah, blah. I talk all the time, I do all the funny jokes, but I'm so great, and there. You don't play Halo, you've never seen Cloverfield, you didn't complete Alan Wake, hashtag make Soul complete it, and now you're telling me you don't like this album? Hold on, I'm unsubbing.
Wait. So in this project, The Weeknd is still trying to keep his dark R&B style and a lot of his trademarks, but at the same time, he's trying to branch out into the pop genre, and he fails in both his previous and future markets. This album is not nearly as dark and creepy and cool and likable as a project like Echoes of Silence, and it's certainly not as ear-grabbing and fulfilling as a project like Beauty Behind the Madness. The instrumentals are moving at a much slower pace. His vocal performance, it doesn't seem like he's caring at all. He's going through the motions, and it's still going through a lot of the pet peeves I have with The Weeknd, like some of the melodramatic tones, the really long run times on these tracks. It is rare on this project to find a track under 5 minutes. And I like The Weeknd, but I feel sometimes his music is trying to be so much more than it is, and his fans are interpreting it as so much more than it is. Look at the music video for Pretty. This music video is crap. Basically, this is the plot of the entire music video. Hey, you cheated on me. I'm gonna kill you and your new boyfriend. The end. That's it. It's not that insightful, and it's shot in this very dramatic way and very artsy, but it's not at all. There's nothing else going on here. There are positive things I can say about this album, though. The track Wanderlust, it's an amazing track. I love that track. Live For, tracks like that, there are high points on this album, and there are good songs here, but there are bad songs that are weighing it down heavily. And as much as I feel those tracks, brought some energy into this album, the album for the most part, it feels so lifeless. It's so unmotivated. It's so flat.
I would have to agree. I have a hard time thinking if the issue was the studio coming in and expecting something of the artist, or if The Weeknd got a little big in the head and started overindulging. The very first song off the record, The Professional, takes 3 minutes to even start to sound remotely like what has come before, so much so that upon the first listen, I simply skipped it and moved on hoping the album got better. I feel as if the core 3 songs are in the middle of the album, as Live For, Wanderlust, and the titular track, Kissland, are great examples of what The Weeknd can offer to the pop landscape we now live in. Sadly though, to compare it with what came before and what came after makes it a very shallow misstep. One that would put a lot of pressure on Beauty Behind the Madness just to even keep The Weeknd relevant in the public's mind.
Yeah, I don't hate this album. I just found it was the same pattern The Weeknd had done before, only now the style was less likable. When I think about certain Weeknd tracks, I think moody, dark, emotional, grand, catchy. I don't think any of that towards this album. When I think of this album and the tracks on it, I think gray, boring, unemotional. And those are my final thoughts. Keith, finish out this review, buddy.
Oh no, this album. I was told to get into The Weeknd, and the person who was a fan and recommended it said, hey, listen to Trilogy mainly, okay? Because, his other stuff takes a real understanding of what made that album great. And looking back, I can now definitively state that if anything, it almost tips the scale into tarnishing what came before it.
And because Keith doesn't want to give a score, I'm going to be the only one giving a score, and that score is, I give The Weeknd Kissland a 4 out of 10. And I'd only really recommend this album for people who really just want the bottom barrel of The Weeknd's discography.
You're nicer than I say ignore this album. You'll be happier in the long run.
And as always, guys, check out the description box below for both plugs for my stuff, for Keith's stuffs, and all that good stuff. You can check out my Twitter, my Patreon, and with that being said, we love you guys. You're awesome. Have a wonderful day. And with that, we leave you.
Hello and thanks for watching the video. This is my time to talk about how awesome I am. Do you like superheroes? Do you like movies? Do you like games? Do you like soul reviewing and showing up randomly and sporadically a lot on our channel because he loves us? Then subscribe to Decoded. Because we love you, but not in a bad way. Like we're getting really close to the mic. Like we're getting super awkward. Like it's really bad. And then you cut. So right here, I want you to do the audio where like the distortion is being made. It's like it's getting bigger, and then it goes, and then cut to the featured artist. I'm gonna leave this in. Just don't leave it in the review.
Yo, what is up, YouTube? It is your boy, No One Reviews, here today, and today we have another album review. ASAP Ferg, Always Strive and Prosper. From New York, part of ASAP Mob. This album just released last Friday, bro, and it received some pretty good hype. And he was releasing singles after singles, and I was just like, kind of tuning in, like, what are we gonna have on this album? And I have to say, this album is all over the place, but in a good way. But
Don't waste my time, baby. Don't waste my time. Ooh, yeah. Don't waste my time.